Good morning children. Welcome back with the next new session. So in this session we are going to learn a next new history lesson, that is the kings of Vijayanagara. So the lesson 13 from our 7th textbook is lesson number 13, the kings of Vijayanagara. The kings of Vijayanagara. Okay. So the last history class, that means the Kakatiyas, when we were talking about the Kakatiyas, the lesson we have ended saying that Prataparudra was the grandson of Rudrama Devi, who was killed in the hands of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq from Arab, he has come and he has killed the person known as Prataparudra, who was the last person of the kingdom of Kakatiyas, and by there the kingdom has all come to an end. By the time when the kingdom was come to an end, in the same time in the Karnataka, two new kingdoms have taken rebirth there. Okay, two new kingdoms have started there. So that is, one is Vijayanagara and the other is Bahamani kingdom. One is Vijayanagara and other is Bahamani kingdom. So about the Vijayanagara we are going to talk in this part of the lesson, that is the new lesson, the kings of Vijayanagara. Okay, firstly Vijayanagara is the city where it is known for its success. Okay, known for its victory. It's a city of victory. It is known as Vijayanagara. So this city Vijayanagara was ruled by two brothers. The city Vijayanagara was ruled by two brothers. Okay, so their names are Hariharaya and Bukkaraya. Hariharaya and Bukkaraya were the first people or the first kings who have started. They are the brothers and they have started the kingdom Vijayanagara with the blessings of the sage, Vidyaranya. So Vidyaranya was their sage, or the people or the person who has advised them. So they have started a kingdom known as Hariharaya and Bukkaraya. Sorry, their kingdom is known as Vijayanagara and they are the two brothers. So these people belong to the dynasty of Sangama dynasty. They belong to the Sangama dynasty. So not only the Hariharaya and Bukkaraya who belongs to Sangama dynasty, this kingdom of Vijayanagara was also ruled by the people of other dynasties. They are known as Saluva and Tuluva dynasties. Okay, Saluva and Tuluva dynasties. Okay, so after the Hariharaya and Bukkaraya, the other dynasties have also come to rule the places. Now, during their rule, we have seen the Arab people who have come to India to rule the different parts of the country. So when they have entered, so what they wanted to do is they wanted to they were just constantly they were in war with their the neighbor countries. Like for example, the sultans have come. Okay, the sultans, that means the Muslim warriors, have come to India. They wanted to occupy the places like these famous kingdoms. Okay, some other country people have also come so that they can occupy and expand their kingdom. So there was a constant war during that time. Okay, so during that time there was a constant war. So what happened is, the other new kingdom that we have spoke in the last class was the Bahamani kingdom. So Bahamani kingdom was also there, whose capital was Gulbarga. Okay, so Gulbarga was present in Karnataka. So Golconda and Gulbarga were the two places in Karnataka where this Bahamani's kingdom's capital was there. So these two places present now, they are the places of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh places. So Gulbarga and Golconda were the places who were the present places in Karnataka, Telangana and as well as the Andhra Pradesh. So these the main Vijayanagara kingdom was when they were war. No, so finally the Vijayanagara kingdom was broken into 5 pieces. That means 5 parts it was divided. So one among them was Bahamani. So among this Bahamani kingdom, the places, the capital city was Gulbarga and the other place was Golconda, which is presently now Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, now different kings have come to the Vijayanagara kingdom. Some came to visit. Okay, some people have come to just occupy these places. So every time when they come, they have tried to occupy. They were war with each other. Not only just war with each other, they have also started doing war with the local people who were there. Now people of Vijayanagara, that means the army people or the chiefs, usually they used to try to protect their kingdom from the other persons who have come from other countries. So with their help, they able to control, or they were able to protect the kingdom of Vijayanagara. Now different kings have come to visit the places of Vijayanagara, and some people have told that Vijayanagara is a beautiful city which is built with the fortified walls. Now what is fortified here means walls which are made of stones or walls which are made of rocks. For example, in the Kakatiyas lesson I have told that the city was made with this four fortified walls, isn't it? That means one wall, that means center is in the temple, the temple is in the center, whereas the city was divided into four walls, as well as the temple and the palace has four opening gates in the four directions, isn't it? Now there was a wall where only the agriculture as well as the farmers and weavers used to live, and the other place where the people used to do the business, and the other ring where the kings and the palaces used to be there. So in the same way, the people who have visited the places of Vijayanagara, okay, they have told that the city was divided in, the city has five fortified walls, okay, and they have told that there are 8 fortified walls, but some archaeologists say that no, it is not confirmed. There are 5 parts was divided of the Vijayanagara kingdom. They said that some of the people who have visited the places of Vijayanagara, they explained that they are 8 fortified rings. For example, like there were 4 fortified rings in Kakatiyas. Same way, this is the map of Vijayanagara, children. So just have a look. This is a map of Vijayanagara, where the city was entirely is having some 8 fortified walls. That means the circles here. Okay. So, but the people like archaeologists, they have found that no, this city was divided into 5 parts. Okay. Now, in these 5 parts, in these 5 parts, first part is for agriculture and as well as irrigation, because the Tungabhadra river was there, which is giving an extra benefit for them to do the agriculture as well as the irrigation. Okay, the other place for the people like the farmers and the weavers, potters used to stay. The other place where the temple of Sri Virupaksha was placed. Okay, and Virupaksha along with the temple of goddesses Pampa Devi. Okay, goddesses Pampa Devi. Okay, so temple was there. In the other place where the actual palaces were there, and the other place usually the business and all used to take place. So there were 5 places here. That means a marketplace. Okay, city was divided into 5 places. Now, people who have come from other countries, for example, from for example, Niccolo Conti is an Italian person. Niccolo Conti, for example, like in the Kakatiyas lesson, we have learned about Marco Polo, a person who has visited kingdom of Kakatiya and has explained about the city of Kakatiya. Here the person has come from Italy, known as Niccolo Conti. Okay, from other countries like Nunes was a person who has come from other country. The person who has come is Peace is a person, P-A-E-S, Peace is a person who has come from other country. So they have come from other country and they have explained that no, the city has 8 fortified walls. Okay, so Abdul Razak was one of the person from Arabia who has come. Okay, so these are the different people who have come from other countries and describe about the city. Now, Nunes was a person among them. Nunes, N-U-N-I-Z. I'll just write it over here. Nunes has written that no, the city was very beautifully designed, whereas the city has 5 parts. So every part has its own importance, saying that one part is of agriculture as well as for education, one part is for temple, one part is a place where usually the people like the weavers, farmers used to live, one part is for the people, one part is for the palaces and the place where the kings used to live, and other part is the place where the business as well as the marketplace was there. So these were the 5 parts in the city of Vijayanagara, and they used to do the export business with the people of other countries. So used to do the export business with the people of other countries. Now they are the places in the places in Karnataka. Usually they have the port towards the west direction. The port was towards the west direction. Okay, so what they used to do is, towards the west direction they had a port here. Okay, so in the port of west coast, they used to have export business with the other country people. Okay, the exported things are like the diamonds, the rubies, okay, the emeralds, the pearls, the finest cloths, okay, as well as the agriculture products were all exported to other parts of the country, and which are all been famous from our country only. That means the kingdom of Vijayanagara used to produce such beautiful things and used to produce the things which are very much famous in other countries. Okay, so all these things were written in the books, of the inscriptions in the kingdom of Vijayanagara, and there are some archaeologists who have found such things. Okay, now archaeologists have found some remainings. Remainings means some things which are related to that time period. For example, maybe some ornaments of some people, women or some men. Okay, maybe some ornaments belongs to the necklace, or some hand pieces were found. That means some bangles or rings, something was found, or some vessels or something was found by the archaeologists, and by their knowledge they can understand to which period this belongs to and what are its importance. Okay, so archaeologist is a person who has a knowledge of the things which are belongs to the historical things. Okay, so the archaeologist as well as the books written by the people during the period of Vijayanagara helped us to know what, like how the situations were there during that time. Okay, now like for example, like how we know about Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, we were not there in that place, but we know with the help of the books written during that time. The same way, the inscriptions were written on the book which was written during the time period of Vijayanagara kingdom. Now, as I told in the beginning of the lesson that they were the people from different countries, usually the Arab people have come to the kingdom of Vijayanagara, and they used to have the wars with the chiefs or the subordinates of Vijayanagara kingdom. They used to have battle with us, so that if we people lost, they will occupy the kingdom and they will expand their kingdom. For example, how the person this Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq has killed Prataparudra, and from there this Kakatiya kingdom was all under his control. In the same way, this person, the sultans from other country, tried to capture the Vijayanagara kingdom also. Now, in those days, battles with the swords and swords were in common, using the horses, using the cavalry. Cavalry means doing wars sitting on the elephants, or war sitting on the horses. Were people usually they were these armies, or the people used it, like Kshatriyas were having a lot of knowledge, but people did not have a knowledge of using this guns and cannons. They did not have a knowledge of using guns and cannons. That was a new concept for them that time. Okay, and especially during the time of Devaraya too. So he was also one of the king from the kingdom of Vijayanagara, Devaraya too. Okay, Devaraya too. So during his time, what he did is, he has appointed the people. He has appointed the people from Arab and Iran. That means he told the people, that means Muslim people of Arab and Iran, to come to their kingdom and let their armies learn the skills of fighting or having battles sitting on the horses and cavalry. Okay, sitting on the horses and elephant, how to do the battle. Please learn our soldiers or learn our armies. So these people, these Muslim peoples, were brought from Arab and Iran during the time period of Devaraya's kingdomship. Okay, now, so as these people were brought into the country of the kingdom Vijayanagara, so for them, this Devaraya has to allot some place for them to live, isn't it? They were given some places to live. That means the Muslim people who have come, no, they were given some place to live, as well as for worshipping they were given mosques also. So mosque was there so that they can go and they can worship their god. Okay, so Devaraya has given importance to the Muslim people also. Okay, so he has also like asked them to let their armies or soldiers learn about the using of guns and cannons, which was new concept for them. Guns and cannons, like how to use these guns and cannons, please teach them how to use them. So the soldiers and army, these people of armies, were told to learn all these things also, so that they can protect their kingdom from other countries as well as from their own country, like for example any other kingdom will not come and occupy their kingdom. You understood? Maybe some other kingdom, maybe Kakatiya or maybe some other kingdom will not come and attack them. The Kakatiya is not there by this time, but maybe the other neighbor kingdom will not come and attack their kingdom. Understood? To protect their country, to protect their kingdom from the people of other countries as well as from the neighboring state kingdom, to just protect from them, they have learned all these tricks and techniques from the Muslim people who have come from Arab and Iran. Okay, so who were the people? Okay, what armies were there? Who was the captain of the armies? Okay, what are the things they have learned, and what has happened next with the Vijayanagara kingdom, will all learn in the next part of the lesson. Okay, so the lesson that today we were dealing is the kings of Vijayanagara. I told Vijayanagara is a kingdom which is famous for its victory. The city of victory is known as Vijayanagara. Okay, it was started by two brothers, Hariharaya and Bukkaraya, with the blessings of Vidyaranya. So Hariharaya and Bukkaraya belong to the Sangama dynasty. So this Vijayanagara kingdom was also ruled by the people of Saluva and Tuluva dynasties also. Okay, there are some people who have the archaeologists as well as the people who have written the books, they have said that the kingdom was divided into 8 fortified walls, but some people have written in the inscription that no, the city was divided into 5 parts. Okay, every part has its own importance. The people of Vijayanagara, usually they have worshipped the Lordess Sri Virupaksha, that is the Lord Shiva. Okay, we have spoken about the Nunis who has written about the kingdom of Vijayanagara, that means what the things they have exported. Okay, we have spoken about the Devaraya too, who has brought the people from Arab and Iran so that they can make their army and soldiers to learn the different techniques of the warfare, that is using of guns and cannons along with the horse and the cavalries. Okay, so in the next part of the lesson we are going to learn about the captains of these armies, as well as what has happened with the kings of Vijayanagara. Finally, we learn in the next part of the lesson. For any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately. We'll meet up in the next upcoming session. Till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.